got the iPhone 13 Pro, and I have the green color. A big difference is you've got volume buttons on one side and a power button on the other. That's talking specifically about the main difference with Apple and Android, just as the tech front. The iPhone biometrics is really good. As you saw, it just consists of that one swipe. I've got my weather widget at the very top. Underneath that, I have my battery widget. Then I've got my Bible app, my Gmail, Life 360, still hotline to my parents' camera, Bible, and messages, and Google Photos. Then I've got my calendar, as well as got two widgets, and I'll come back to that later. I've got my Apple Watch, my Canva, Rush, Studio, my work schedule, Canvas Student, Edge, and then as well as a school folder. I've also got Widget, Smith, and so the one on the right is just always going to be a picture of me and my parents. The one on the left is going to be just pictures in my favorite gallery, and it's cycling through. Unlike the Google Photos, it is not like you tap in and it refreshes. At least that's what I've come to notice. It does have 120 hertz on here. Again, it doesn't really affect me, but I do know it does affect some people. Now to take a look at the pro of this phone, the camera. Now I have recorded a lot of videos with this phone. This is my main phone right now, and so I'm going to pop them on screen right now. So the maximum zoom that the video can do is 9x, but you also get an ultra wide, and then you get a 1x and 3x preset. As you see in this Wizard of Oz clip, I think the detail is really, really good, as well as some of the lighting. However, I did edit that clip just a little bit color-wise. And then this Les Mis clip, I feel like the detail is there again, and it's really, really spectacular. Now, taking a look at the camera system, the photo system, and so I'm going to pop a few pictures on screen. This was taken with the portrait mode. You can see the little blurry background. I do think that Apple takes better portrait photos as well as videos, just any videos, but I think that Android overall takes better photos. You get the same zooming capabilities as the video side, except you can zoom in all the way to 15x. Pictures are really great on the 13 Pro. With me switching from Android to iPhone, I can't not talk about iMessage. It is amazing. You've got all these different effects, and this, what I'm showing you on screen is just with the text message itself. You've got all these different effects that you can do. This one I tried to show you. Basically, it's you rub your finger and then it slowly shows the message. You've also got full screen ones. I don't use these as much. The main one I use is this one right here, the Spotlight. I'm a theater kid, what can I say? You've also got this balloon one, and this one I think automatically sends with happy birthday. You've also got the confetti one. I like confetti. Like when I'm submitting a Canvas assignment, it just does confetti, and it makes me happy. I think I sent the heart one once as like a joke. I don't remember if I have. And then you've also got this like DJ light one. I haven't used this one, but I have had messages sent to me with this one. I think this one is very popular. You've also got this firework one. Again, I haven't used this one, but I have had some friends use this. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use this one, but that might change after I'm recording this video. So iMessage is really, really fun to use. So a great thing about the iPhone 13 Pro is that it's in the Apple ecosystem. Have to say it. So this is my iPad Air 4. I'll do a whole review on that, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that. A really cool thing is if you turn on a focus mode, let's say I'm going to sleep, it'll just turn on the sleep mode on my phone, which is really cool. Let's say I have Nutcracker rehearsal, so I'll turn on the Nutcracker rehearsal, and it'll just automatically turn it on my iPhone. Pretty cool. Another really cool thing is that if you go into the Apple Photos library, you can select and you can hold a little image, and it'll actually like remove the background from it, and you can actually create a sticker from it, which is really cool. And you can just put those in your messages. You can also add special effects to these by just tapping the add effect. Now the first three I don't really care for. The first one is just a normal one. Second one's an outline of it, and then the third one is a comic one where it kind of like cartoonifies it. Then the last two are my favorite. There's the puffy one, which is basically like a puffy sticker. And if you tilt your phone, it'll be differently. Same thing with the shiny one. I will say that this is not exclusive to the iPhone 13 Pro, but it is a really neat thing that Apple phones do have. While Apple is not the king of customization, I will say they have come a long way, not on their home screen, but on their lock screen. So a really cool thing is you can have multiple different lock screens. And so I have one with all my church events and then all of my drama. And then I have one that's strictly just for drama. And basically you can do a lot of things. You can add a whole bunch of widgets, like you could add a battery widget or a Duolingo widget. You can also change the font, make it thicker, make it smaller. You can even change the color, change like what it looks like. And the possibilities are pretty endless. And then you've also got a really neat thing where you can have multiple, I believe it's up to 50 different pictures just cycling through, and it can be on lock, on tap, per hour, basically what you want. And so here are a couple of the ones I have on my drama mode. I have it ranged all the way from my first play all the way up into my last play. So there's really a little bit of everything in my selection for these wallpapers. Another really cool thing is, let's say I have a wallpaper that doesn't fit. So basically, this wallpaper, it's a long wallpaper, so this picture looks pretty great, but the problem is I have 3 people in the photo, and it won't really let me do it. I mean, if I'm sitting, I can see a little bit of both, but if I zoom out, I believe this is AI, and it whitens the top part, and sometimes it'll black it out also, depending on the picture, and it lets me put the whole picture in there. You've also got all these different modes. I've never found a real use for them. You can also change some of the colors. I think if anything, I would use this black mode, but I don't really see a purpose of it. I like seeing color. So that's it. Then you click done, and it does take a little while, not as long as the iPad, but it does still take a little while, and sometimes you will get the occasional error and you'll have to go back and fix it. I will say the weather widget is not up to par. I've had a time when it was completely sunny outside and it said that it was downpouring where I lived, which was really crazy, but it is still a weather widget and it hardly has those mistakes. I find that it's about 2 to 3 degrees off normally. Now, this next thing's not exclusive to the 13 Pro, but it is a perk of having one, is in the iOS 17 update, they introduced a standby mode, and it's on a wireless charger. It'll create this little clock thing, and this doesn't have always on display, so it's not an option for the standby mode to always be on, but it is a really, really cool feature to have, and I'll just bump my table and it'll like snap on. So it is still a really cool feature to have, and I'm not complaining at all. I have noticed that it needs to be charged about 2 times a day. The first half of the day, like before noon, it will drain its battery super, super fast. But then after I put it and charge it up, it'll like be above 80 for the rest of the day. So it's like really inaccurate with charging, but that is something I have noticed as this device has gotten older. I also want to point out, because of the 3 camera bumps on the back, the phone is pretty wobbly if you don't have a case or something else supporting it. I think the iPhone 13 Pro is a really, really good phone, and I would recommend it to a lot of people, especially because now, since it's a little bit older of a phone, you can probably find it on a little bit of discount. I would say it's probably one of the best iPhones that Apple has ever made. The only thing that keeps me from saying it is the all-time best, 100% go out and buy it, is because it charges with Lightning instead of USB-C. I don't think I've ever charged this thing on Lightning. Instead, I just put it on a wireless charger and then let it charge from there. But if you've enjoyed this tech review, make sure you subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video.